It's Bartel versus Praggnanandhaa at the Prague Masters 2024. The duo clash again at the Prague festival because last time they played each other was in 2019, where they were in the Challengers. Bartel had won that. Pragg was a little kid. Now he's a super GM, and this is going to be exciting. It's Sicilian on the board. Bartel won the Challengers last year, and that is how he's qualified to the Masters. Pragg, of course, one of the best in the world with 2-7, 4-7 and a candidate. This is going to be very exciting. We have the Sicilian Rosolimo on the board, and Pragg goes for knight f6 move order. Well, the main move here is to take on c6, but knight c3 also makes a lot of sense. You just develop your piece, defend the pawn. Pragg goes for d6. Here maybe e5 is definitely playable, but Bartel decides to play d4 and convert it into an open Sicilian. Now what essentially black is going to get here is maybe the bishop pair, maybe the strong center, and white will get a lead in development. So first Pragg takes, queen takes on d4 because now you can't take the queen, it's pinned here, and Pragg breaks the pin, attacking the queen. You don't want to waste time moving the queen, which is also possible, so Bartel takes. Generally you don't give up your bishop for the knight in this way, but here if you see, black has all the trump cards. He has the bishop pair, he has the strong center, but what white has is very, very quick development happening. You see all his three pieces are developed, and next move he's going to long castle, which means that his rook also comes into the game. Look at that. He's long castled, and then he'll bring his other rook to e1. In this way, both his rooks are fantastically placed. Bishop e7 played, and now you see the other rook has come to e1. So in this way, step by step, Bartel is making use of the lead in development. But what Pragg says is that, look, if you're not able to do anything now, Mateusz, I'm going to castle. Well, I'm doing something now, says Mateusz. He plays his knight to d5, and now you can't take because ed opens up the rook, would be too dangerous. So Pragg takes with the bishop, and the game has sharpened like anything. ed5, you can't play e5 because I'll simply take, rook takes e5 with the threat of d6. So he chops off the pawn on a2. White's next move is quite difficult, rook d3. But Bartel actually finds it. What a nice move. The idea is that now you are not going to, you're threatening rook a3 actually. So castles has been played. Well, rook a3, now there's queen d5, but d takes e6. And if you take back fe6, then there is rook a3, and white is clearly better there in that line. So Pragg pushes his pawn to d5, and white just takes the pawn on f7. Wow. So while black's queen is near the white king, the white pieces are right in the center, and Bartel now chops it off. Well, the best move here would have been c3, or even on the previous move, to get an advantage as white. But Bartel is so tempted by this sacrifice, he sacrificed an exchange, and now he takes on f6. So essentially what Mateusz is saying is that, Pragg, your king is exposed, my rook is on the third rank looking to switch. Now I attack your rook, my knight is ready to move in. So there are a lot of problems that you are facing, but Pragg also has play with queen a1. He goes first rook g7 and keeps his king safe, and Bartel plays his knight to g5. Many interesting ideas, one of them being knight e6 followed by rook g3, and the knight and queen will create havoc. So there is a check which comes in. Now the queen has to go, king has to go to d2. And one of the good things for Pragg is that he can bring his queen back into the defense with a check. Now c3 seems like the most logical move. Yes, he plays c3. Queen b6, attacking the queen and the pawn. This is the best decision. queen takes queen has happened, and after pawn takes queen, now the rook attacks the knight on g2, but Bartel wins another pawn. So he has 2 pawns and a knight for a rook, and Pragg says, give me back one of my pawns. He plays his pawn to h6. Black would have some realistic chances of winning this if his pawn structure was better, but for now his pawns are a bit mangled up, and now Bartel is going to set up a very famous drawing pattern with rook d7, which is knight f6, knight h7, knight f6 back. Rook g7 can be played for a win, but maybe Pragg is not very happy with that rook d6 attacks both the pawns, and he plays rook c8. If he gets one more move, maybe he'll be happy to play rook c6, but the fact that now Bartel has knight f6, and Pragg is such a fighter, he generally doesn't like to draw such positions. He likes to play them till the end. But here he realized that there is no chance to sort of win here, and so he has agreed to a draw. Of course not king h8 because of rook h7 mate. So king f8 played, and now yes, knight h7 check, king g8, and the players will agree to a draw after king f8. Very sharp game, short game but a sharp one, and with this the game ends in a draw. Bartel keeps his plus score against Pragg in Prague, but it was a very nice game. In fact, he could have gotten a big advantage if he was calm on c3, and Pragg asks Bartel if he would like to analyze. This is always a fantastic gesture by Pragg